Okay, so let's get comfortable. When we do a little meditation and we kind of sync up our energy in a way that's welcoming to what Spirit has to offer, that's a really great way to start. Anytime that you are connecting with your guides and doing any kind of spiritual work, the more you can focus on the heart center and not the mental field, the more information you will get. So you can use this practice in your own meditations or, to get information from your guides as well. So take a long, deep breath in your nose and blow it out of your mouth. These are the cleansing breaths. Long, deep breath in your nose and blow it out of your mouth. We do this a minimum of 3 times. Long, deep breath in your nose and blow it out of your mouth. And now just breathe gently in and out of your nose in a nice, even rhythm. And just for a moment, get a sense of how your body feels, if your body's relaxed and comfortable. We just take a moment to check in with ourselves and make sure that we are in a comfortable place. And then we're going to take a moment to tune in to the heart center. Just imagine that there's a light at the center of your chest. If you have trouble visualizing it, just tune in to the feeling at the center of your chest. How does it feel right now? And if you have trouble with that, you can place your hand over your heart, and that automatically will place your attention there. Will give your attention to that emotional field, the emotional body, the heart center. And just breathing gently in and out of your nose while you're focusing on your heart center. And we're going to set intention that what comes through serves our highest good and helps us all on our path to our highest potential. And just take a moment to thank your spirit guides for being with you. We all have many spirit guides, and they're here to support you anytime you ask. So we're going to ask them to create a space of security, protection, to clear your energy field of anything that doesn't belong. Very good. We're going to thank them for being present with you. And we're also going to invite in the guardians of light. The guardians of light create sacred space around us. For anyone who hears this, imagine the guardians of light are surrounding you in sacred space. And while this channel continues, you are in this space, completely protected and able to receive what blessings may come through this energy. We're going to give them all thanks, and now you can get comfortable and get your notebooks out as I ask White Eagle to speak through me to support all those who hear this. I wish that you would take another long, deep breath in your nose and out of your nose. Breathe on purpose. When you breathe on purpose, It aligns your awareness with the present so that you are in the present moment. Being in the present moment, aware and grounded, is the most heightened energy that you can be in. We have many states of being, and we can go through many states of being throughout the day. We can go through sleepiness and dream state. We can go through the mental state where we hold our worries and anxieties and some fears. And we can also be in our emotional state where we hold our emotions, the high emotions of love, gratitude, joy, and the more difficult emotions of worry, anxiety, depression, anger. These emotions are all important. We have other states of being when we are aligned with our soul, when we are in the state of being with our inner child, when we are in the state of being with our higher self. All these levels of consciousness are extraordinary and necessary throughout the day. We cannot be in one all the time. We shift depending on the situation. And we accept where we're at. That brings healing. When we accept where we are at, that brings healing. If we are in anger, if we are in fear, if we are in joy, if we are in love, and we accept these things and express them, fully live them, be with them, be present with them. They're teaching you something and they are supportive of you. Everything has a reason for being. And when we are going through a variety of emotions or different energies and states of being present to those things is the key to being a spiritual person. No matter how much anger you have, you may worry that it means you are not spiritual. When you are depressed, you may feel that you are not worthy of guidance. When you are doubtful and cannot connect with the energy of faith, you may feel nothing is possible. But learn from these feelings, these states of being, so that you can grow through them. Don't deny them. Be present with them. Understand them. If you're having fear, where is the fear coming from? Where does it take you? What does it teach you? Is it fear over health and well-being? Is it fear over loss of money or love? Learn from that fear. Walk hand in hand with it. What we do not experience will continue to manifest. What we repress will continue to manifest until we are understanding of it. So if you want to move through a difficult time in your life, walk with that difficult time. Learn from that difficult time. Understand how it is a gift and a blessing. Learn what it is teaching you, and it will be moving through your life in a much more graceful way. No incident nor difficult time is ever a punishment. It is never a retribution for bad behavior. It is instead a gift. And for those of you who have been through difficult times, you know this to be true because you have been tested, you have learned, you have embraced. If you look back on the hardest time of your life, you can see how it gave you a benefit, what it taught you, how you grew from it, and the gifts that came from that. Be welcoming and learn to understand yourself. Learn to understand all your negative emotions and embrace them just as you embrace all your joyful emotions. If you are going through pain, understand the pain. Be present to the pain. Allow the pain to be present with you. All of life is experience, and we are here to experience life. When we are in the heavenly realms, when we are not in physical form nor experiencing life, we do not have growth. We do not have experiences that bring wisdom. We do not gain understanding or expansion. It is elusive. This is why those beings in the heavenly realms help you through, is because they wish to be a part of life as well. Your spirit guides want to be as much a part of your life and your experiences, good and the difficult, the hardships and the joys. They want to be as much a part of your life as you are. And so when you work with them to help you through in solving the puzzle of why you are in pain, in solving the difficulty, in accepting and releasing what you are going through, ask them to carry you out of it, to teach you. Take a few shortcuts. They are your cheat codes. They are the way you can get through the game and win. They can teach you all that is been elusive if you have been struggling with a difficult experience. You have been struggling with hardship in health. If you have been struggling in hardship in careers or hardship in families, ask them to help you understand to its fullest so that you can move through the hardship and find the success and joy and feeling of accomplishment that happens when you get to the other side of it. Life is challenging, and we all have hardships. And when we can accept our hardships and walk through them with spirit, we find that they move through our lives much easier. Every person has hardship. There may be people you envy and think they do not, but every person has hardship. And sometimes the people you envy the most are having the worst hardship of all. Be in a humble place to have compassion for those going through hardship. This compassion is the awakening of the heart for all humanity. We learn and grow from our hardships, but it does not mean that they're not difficult, painful. It doesn't mean that we are not suffering. When you are going through a hardship, consider asking for help. And when others are going through hardship, open your heart to them and feel compassion. We have a great potential. Humanity is an extraordinary life form that can change the entire universe. This sounds like a laudable experience, and it may not feel true. But we begin our awakening and we begin our evolution to our potential through compassion, through the holding of humanity as equal in hardship, as equal in pain and suffering. We are all grieving, we are all traumatized, and we all need to hold one another with compassion. Once humanity shifts from judgment to compassion, we begin to realize our potential. And that step is very close by. We are moving in that direction. So no matter what happens or what is happening in the world, keep your eyes open for the expression of compassion for those who have gone through such difficulties and traumas, through war, through famine, through many different types of natural occurrences. Humanity rises up for assistance and prayers and offers gifts, physical and energetic. That is the expression of compassion. So you may think that humanity is going the wrong way because of these disasters. But the expression of compassion has way more power and is affecting consciousness in an extraordinary level. We are more compassionate than we have ever been in the history of the world. We are kinder. We are more generous. We are more aware and awake. The next step for humanity is for most of humanity, to set aside judgment long enough to have a moment of compassion for what anyone, even those you do not like, are going through. Focus on that, and humanity will shift, and there will be no need for expressions of war, anger, violence, torture, and trauma. Compassion is the key for humanity's growth, for humanity's evolution, for the power of change. Judgment, judging those who are, who you may feel perhaps deserve their difficulties. That is a normal human response. But before you judge someone, first know that when someone creates violence, they're doing it because they're broken in a way that they don't know how to heal. And if we can take a moment to accept that they are in a state of distress, a very deep distress, so distressed that they are going against their nature and creating violence, you can be compassionate towards the perpetrator for a moment without giving permission for the violence to occur. Having compassion for someone's pain does not excuse their actions. It only opens the heart for a new wave of energy to be expressed on the planet. Their karma is their karma, meaning that what they do will come back to them. It is the law of reflection. So you need not worry about judging someone and condemning them, because the universe takes care of that, or the laws, etc., etc. So it is okay to feel compassionate towards someone who has caused great harm, because they are suffering 10 times more than they are inflicting suffering. Again, it doesn't mean you will be supporting their actions, but instead it will be an exercise in awakening, opening the heart, being compassionate for another's pain is a very human thing, and it opens the way for higher consciousness, for fully awakening, for enlightenment, and for us to embrace our potential as human beings. Humanity is growing in compassion, and the more disasters and difficulties we have, we need more compassion. We're going through waves of times where compassion is very necessary in order to get us through. So, reserve your judgment, step into compassion. Once you have felt compassion, then you can have your judgment back. You can be in judgment, but do try to know that people who do horrific things have horrific suffering. I hope this is understandable, because it can be complicated, because we do not want to give permission for others to harm and cause harm. And it is not that. Let us go into the law of reflection a little bit. The law of reflection, if you consider that the universe is a giant mirror, we are in the middle of a orb that is a mirror, and everything we do bounces back to us, and we experience ourselves. And so it is an automatic system. It is the law of the universe, the law of the physical world. So how it comes back to you may not be in the exact way that you gave it. And it is only limited to actions, not thoughts. Thoughts are a different energy. So if you do an action that harms another person, there will be an action that harms you. It may not come from the same person or even be a similar situation. But actions will return. And if they're loving actions will return to you. This is why kindness is such a powerful expression, because the kinder you are, the authentic kindness, the more kindness will return. Now then, it is always action, but our thoughts can manifest in our world as well in a way that I'm talking about our wounded thoughts, our negative conversations. They can come, internal conversations. They can return to us as well in a way that we hear it reflected back to us. So if we feel that we are not intelligent, other people will feel that you are not intelligent, and so forth, because that is the energy you're bringing forward. So when you feel that you are extraordinary, the world will feel you are extraordinary. That is how the internal thoughts are reflected. This is very simplified and can be, you can go into many different conversations with this. If you consider the universe is a mirror, that everything you do comes back to you, your thoughts are reflected back to you, but not necessarily as actions. And you are, when you offer kindness, authentic kindness. And when I say authentic kindness, I mean the type of kindness that is spontaneous, that is genuine, and that requires nothing in return. That type of kindness. That type of kindness will come back to you. If you offer gifts or generosity or do things for others that are with expectation of return, then that is the way everyone will treat you, with expectation of return. If they do nice things for you, they will expect in return, if that is the way that you behave. So it is in the origin, you originate how others respond to you. And if you are walking in compassion, you're always going to find support, compassionate support in your life. If you are acting on kindness with no expectation of return, then you will have kindness offered to you. If you are operating in revenge, then others will also want revenge on you. So be aware of your actions and your feelings and your thoughts, but not in a way to stifle them, but in a way to explore why you're feeling how you're feeling and getting understanding from it. So if it's a negative feeling that you want to move through, that a wound you want to heal, then you understand it and you can grow from it and move through it. I feel like we have been around in a circle. I do hope that this has been useful, and I would very much like to um, answer questions. So then we're going to finish, and we're going to do a little grounding, breathing, so that we are all giving gratitude for the spirits who have helped us today to create this beautiful space, this loving energy between us all. So take a long breath in, blow it out. And before you take your next long, deep breath, we're going to thank the guardians of light for creating sacred space for us. Now take another long, deep breath in and blow it out. We're going to thank your guides and angels for creating this beautiful energy around you, for helping you be present. And we're going to ask your guides and angels, when you take your next breath, to bring you fully present into this place and time and ground you into the present moment. Long, deep breath in and blow it out. And one more time, give thanks for this experience, for being here, and for your guides' gifts to you throughout your life. Namaste.